this world is filled with a lot of ills and a lot of poison, and whether it be actual poison you can touch or
Right.
poison that's consumed through the music or what have you. And I'm gonna have to show her better alternatives. I can't just tell her about these things that like a utopic world that doesn't exist. I have to be open and honest with my daughter,
Right.
so she can be a fully productive, woman and citizen in the society. Just like I am as a man. I wouldn't have gotten this far if I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't really exposed to the things that I was exposed to. So for me to try to shelter her from that completely,
Right.
I think would
you
be
can't
wrong.
do that.
But
You gotta be honest.
if I'm honest and open with her, she can learn from it and ultimately, decide her own path. But as parent, we try to, it's like a bow and arrow. You try to hold it,
In
make
the
sure
right
it's at the right
direction.
direction, but eventually you gotta let go and just.
Right.
I always thought that I was given the struggle that I've had to go through for a particular reason, to either help somebody or to either make great art or something. I knew it was a purpose for it, Had I not had that optimistic view on it, I would have just looked at my whole life as having a black cloud around it, over it. But yeah, I took all that, the mess that I had, and made a message out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, me, my brother, and my sister would often like take my mother's drugs away from her and throw them in the toilet, throw them out. Sometimes when that's how we dealt with it. We just to get the drugs out of my mother's possession, as long as they were out of her possession, But sometimes we'd take like her Xanaxes, from her and sell them to her friends instead, just to keep the lights on in the house and water going and keep food in our stomach. Because when she was off of these things, like, she'd forget about us, you know what I mean? And that's why Child Protective Services took us from her at one point, because she was just so out of it that she forgot that she had 2 kids that had to come home from elementary school and had to come home to sleep. We left outside for like a day or two, and before you know it, the neighbors called the CPS. But how we dealt with it as a unit, though, we just we kind of had to be the mother and father for each other. We had to kind of be our, like my brother was a father figure as well to me, because even though he was a boy who didn't even know his own father, as well, but he had to. I learned how to be a man through watching his actions, and he let me know. He was the first person to let me know that you are not your situation. Just because we could live in with a mother like this and none of us have any fathers around doesn't mean that like you can't be something. And my sister was that motherly figure when my mama couldn't be. Like, my sister dressed me for school and made sure my breath didn't smell like a dragon's and all that stuff. And so we dealt with it by taking care of each other, And
are you guys still close today?
Not as much as we used
they've
to
gone
be.
into their own lives.
Yeah, we all are parents now, and we all live in different places, and we all got our own families to raise now. We're still brothers and sisters, but now we're mothers and fathers.
Right.
We got priorities. So.